Esquire. She's the Director of Quality Enhancement for Parent Representation for the New York State Office of Indigent Legal Services. She's also an Associate Professor at the City University of New York School of Law, but she's currently on leave. So we're going to hear from her, and she has a lot of inspirational words to share with you.
Excited as I am about this conference. I want to co-sign on everything that everyone has already said about what a great opportunity this is. When I was thinking about going to law school, actually I wasn't really thinking about going to law school, it was just kind of floating around in my head. It was nothing like this. I won't tell you how long ago that was, but it was before there was such a thing as just going on the internet and figuring out what was going on. The way I figured out about how to apply to law school was that I ran into a friend of mine from junior high school, and we were just catching up, and I said, well, what are you up to? He said, I'm in law school. I was like, really? I've been thinking about the law. You know, like, the law is, all around us. It impacts everything we do. So how did you get into law school? So he began to tell me about his journey into law school. He gave me the name of a person at his law school that I should talk to. And I called that person on the phone, set up an interview, went out to New Jersey to find out about law school, and from there, I started to call every law school on the phone, not on the cell phone either, like a home phone. And they would send packets of information. I just had stacks and stacks of stuff and just started that process. So I just say that to say that this is an awesome opportunity. You're going to have an opportunity to meet so many amazing people from law schools all around the country, from admissions to financial aid to current students. And so I would just co-sign, like I said, on everything that everybody else has already said about taking full advantage of this opportunity and really enjoying myself. So I grew up in New York City, mainly in Queens and Brooklyn. Went to the public schools there. I had a similar experience of Mr. Jones. In my particular story, I went to a high school called Stuyvesant High School, which is a specialized high school. You have to take a test to get into it, and everybody goes to college. And I did pretty well. I wasn't a top A student, but I had a Mr. Jones, guidance counselor, who said to me, you're applying to Dartmouth and Cornell and Princeton and all these places. We're not just safe school. You should be applying to, some two-year colleges and, City University. And I thought, that's fine. I mean, I could do that, but I'm going to Cornell, so why would I spend my time, doing that? I did go to Cornell. I did graduate from that school and went on to law school. So, to my prepared remarks. As also was mentioned earlier, the ABA, the American Bar Association, reported in 2012 that there are about 1,245,000 licensed lawyers in the United States. 70% are male. Median age is 45 to 54, and 88% are white. 88%. That's almost 100. That's almost 100%. So those numbers, give us pause and really underscore and emphasize the importance and the value of a conference like this, bringing together diverse individuals who are interested in going into the legal field. And why is it important to have diverse individuals in the legal field where 88% of the people who are licensed to practice law right now in the United States are white? So one notion is that a diverse legal profession is more just, productive, and intelligent because diversity, both cognitive and cultural, I can see up close, but I can't see far, so I'm going to have to take these glasses. both cognitive and cultural, often leads to better questions, analysis, solutions, and processes. We're smarter when we have different types of perspectives and angles and experiences bringing to bear on problems and issues that the law is intended and meant to solve. And so that is one main reason why I, as a law professor and a lawyer, really felt the need to heed the call when Evangeline asked me to come and speak with you all who are about to, who have decided to enter this profession. So I've been teaching in law schools for almost 2 decades. I started teaching at NYU Law School, New York University School of Law, which is my alma mater, and then I taught at Syracuse University School of Law, which is in upstate New York. I joined the faculty of CUNY Law in 2003, and I was really drawn to the law school, one, because I wanted to leave the cold upstate weather and come back to New York City where my family was located, but also because of its social justice commitment and its commitment to diversity. The law school was founded in 1983 as an alternative to the traditional law school model, and it has a conscious mission of preparing law students for the practice of law in the service of human needs. And also, the second mission is to diversify the legal profession. The law school has won many awards for diversity. It's been recognized for its a welcoming environment. That doesn't mean that it's easy all the time, let me tell you right now. But it is a welcoming environment, and there's a critical mass of diverse individuals in the law school, both on the faculty and in the student body. So it does make it a relatively comfortable place to be in terms of who's around you. You may end up in a law school where that is not the case, and that's why this conference is even more important for you, that you will be able to get the tools to operate in those kinds of environments as well. Over 60% of our students are women, over 45% of our students are people of color, and more than 45% of our students are first or second generation immigrants. So really, really diverse. And it makes for a lot of interesting dynamics and interactions both among the students, between students and faculty, and with the faculty, among the faculty itself. And like I said, we really do work hard. We do a lot of different things to try. So when I was in law school, I had a constitutional law class, and we were discussing Brown versus Board of Education, desegregation, and those sorts of things. We, talked about the case, we talked about the law, we talked about, integration, desegregation, that sort of thing. So I raised my hand. Always raise your hand. You're paying for this. Not only is it a matter of enjoyment, but you're paying for this, so, get it out there. I raised my hand and said, well, I think Brown versus Board of Education was important. It brought to light issues involving inequalities in the schools. But I'm from Mississippi, and when that went down, what happened was, and I'm saying this to the class, the black schools got shut down. The principals and the teachers lost their jobs. And the black kids had to go walk all the way across town to the white schools where they were met with rocks, bricks, hostility, being spit on, etc. So, I'm cool with Brown versus Board of Education, but I just want to tell you all about what happened. Well, another student, something had to be done. And, I can't believe that you're sitting here, saying that Brown versus Board of Education was bad, which I had not said, but be that as it may. And then, just a firestorm erupted. People were, talking back and forth, and the professors were just sort of standing in front of the class, kind of not really knowing what to do, and then we were all saved by the bell. The bell when the class ended. That was the end of the story, but I was shaking after that because I tried to tell my story. It was not well accepted, and I felt really shut down. So I think that, fast forwarding to myself as a law professor, I want to make the classroom inviting and safe for people to tell their stories, for us to have conversations, difficult conversations about culture, about race, about ethnicity, sexual orientation, all sorts of different religion, etc. So I specifically put in my syllabus instructions for students about how to participate in my class. I tell them that they should be prepared to talk about what was interesting about the assigned materials, ask questions about things that they found unclear or would like clarification about, solicit the ideas, positions, or perspectives of other members of the group. Point out things that you don't agree with and why, or things that you do agree with and why, and so on and so on. I just wanted to share the words of a student with you, again, to impart to you how important cultural competence is, how important your voice is in the classroom and in the practice of law. Enjoy yourself, and thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Angela, and thank you to all. Would you all give a round of applause to all our speakers? To the law fair, since we have another panel coming in, but I just want to say this is really why I love lawyers. I have to say this because I've been organizing conferences for aspiring lawyers now. This will be the 10th year of doing this, and I have never seen a group of people more committed to service and coming back and giving back. I have no problems asking people to come and speak year after year because of the commitment that they have to give back and to share their experiences and to encourage and motivate. So these people are the reason why I love lawyers. I have to be honest with you, and it's such an honor and such a pleasure every year to be able to host things like this and to be able to have them speak to you. And I just never seen any group that more easily want to come, and they volunteer their time. This is time where they could be getting paid, but they willingly volunteer on their own dime to come out and speak with you. So for that, I think you all should be very appreciative to give them your love and your thanks and your gratitude, because consistently they do that. And I know a lot of groups of people, they want to get paid, they want all these different things, but with lawyers, they willingly come out. Whenever I'm hosting these programs, they do it every year, and it's a blessing. I do have some special gifts that I want to give them. Like I said, I'm going to leave my housekeeping announcements. We have a law fair, we have a dinner, we have a lot of different things that are going to go on, but I'm going to announce those things later. I want to just express my appreciation, so I'm going to ask each person to come up, and I'll give you your gifts and a plaque, and our photographer, he's just going to snap a really quick shot, and then we're going to go ahead and go straight into our next panel. So could we give them a round of applause?